No, you probably wouldn't. Because you have the ability to hear and perceive noise, you have no reason to use the beautiful and visual language that is signing. But why should that be a reason?
When we talk, we generally tend to move our hands. We gesture. However, when gesturing is called upon to carry the full burden of communication, it assumes a language-like form and essentially becomes what we know as sign language. Now, sign languages are still natural human languages. They just don't make use of sounds to express meaning. Instead, they rely upon hand, body, and facial expressions as the main forms used to represent words. In Australia today, 1 in 6 individuals are affected by some sort of hearing loss, with approximately 30,000 being affected by a total hearing loss, making them active users of Australian Sign Language, otherwise known as Auslan. For those who are born deaf or with a severe hearing deficiency, it is nearly impossible for them to learn to speak naturally, as normal speech relies heavily upon auditory feedback. The challenge they face is therefore recognising the mysterious lip movements of the hearing people around them, and realising that these lip movements are what we know as language. Did you know that 75% of spoken words cannot be read on the lips accurately? Context and guesswork are absolutely crucial, and conversation often becomes a fast and ongoing crossword puzzle.
It's a language. It's a way of speaking. I'm telling you, speak using your voice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Samara speaks using her hands.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing!
Yeah, that is so cool.
Yeah!
That's cool.
The primary users of sign language, these being the numerous deaf communities around the world, do not feel that they are handicapped or at a loss. They simply proclaim that they are a subculture, a linguistic minority, and are in no more need of a cure than other nationalities or minorities. Deaf, spelt with a lowercase d, describes an audiological condition in which one has a lack of hearing, whereas deaf, with a capitalised D, is significant in that it serves as a proclamation that these individuals share a culture rather than just a medical condition. By participating in this deaf culture, it provides a sense of shared identity and a community in which one can be proud of their deafness.
I mean, it's crazy.
What?
We finish each other's
Sandwiches.
That's what I was gonna say.
I've never met someone who thinks so much like me. Jinx, jinx again. Our mental synchronization can have but one explanation.
So as a part of my research, I wanted to get a general feel from a sample of people I know in regards to what they know about signing within Australia and signing in general. So the following statistics are from the results I collected. So I had 71.7% of people did not learn ASL at any point during primary, secondary or tertiary education. 67.6% don't know anyone who regularly or occasionally communicates using sign language, and 58.3% currently do not know any sign language. Now the question that I was most interested in is what should be done in the future? Is it important for hearing people to learn to sign, and what benefit would it have? I personally feel it would be of great value for Australian schools to offer sign language as an option for those who might prefer it to a foreign language. It is less cognitively demanding, it is easier to learn than a spoken language, it can effectively bypass the oral motor demands of speech, and it is a natural way of communicating, not much different to communicating in, say, French or Italian. And an overwhelming 83.1% agreed with me. Some of the comments made by participants that I found particularly relevant include, we shouldn't cut ourselves off from people who sign. We can always learn different languages and speak different dialects, but for those who sign, it's all they've got. Learning sign language is another way to open communication with all people, and sign language will make students more sensitive to issues relating to the hearing impaired. And the benefits that would come with teaching sign language are overwhelming. For younger students, it is hypothesised that learning to sign early may enhance performance in domains of non-verbal cognitive skills. For older students, it would be effective in helping to bolster communication between the deaf and the hearing, as well as developing a greater understanding of the communicative modes of those who differ from us. Sharon Everson, the CEO of the Deaf Society, points out that if everyone used some sign language, then the deaf wouldn't feel so disabled. Sign language is acquired in much the same way as spoken language. The deaf dream in sign language, and slips of the hand occur similar to slips of the tongue, and finger fumbles amuse signers as tongue twisters amuse speakers. So it's time to make a change. It's time to start signing.